Hi, SBC family. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Carlene. I'm the founder and CEO of the Self-Published Connection. Self-Published Connection is an independent publishing company that helps individuals tell their stories through self-publishing. We're also the founders of the SPC Book Club, where we highlight or showcase books written by self-published authors. So today we're here for an author interview with the author for the book of the month, Miss Althea Reed. The book is Spirit Pain, A Simple Guide for Relief. So stay tuned with us as we dig in. See you soon. Thanks for staying with us. Alrighty, so I wanted to introduce you to Miss Althea Reed, the author of Period Pain, A Simple Guide for Relief. I'm just going to have her introduce herself, just, share some information about who she is, her background, etc., so that we can get to know her a little bit better, all right? Go ahead, Althea.
Okay, thank you, Carlene. Thank you for having me.
Sure, you're welcome.
All right, so as you already know, my name is Althea Reed, and I'm a self-published author of the book Period Pain, A Simple Guide for Relief. Well, I currently work as an agricultural specialist. However, I have training in biological sciences, and I've completed a master's in public health. I've also done other training in relation to wellness coaching, health and wellness coaching, and herbalism. Yes, and I'm a believer in continuing education. So I will always be doing courses in those areas to learn more. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great, great, awesome, Althea. Thank you for introducing yourselves to the audience. All right, we're just going to jump right into the questions. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
All right. So our first question, of course, what inspired you to write this book on period pain relief?
Thank you. Well, the main inspiration was from the wellness coaching training that I was doing a lot, which had herbalism courses in it as well. So I realized that I've learned a lot from those courses. So what I try to do is to implement what I've learned in my personal life. So I made some life changes or lifestyle changes in relation to diet, particularly meal planning, movements. At the time, I wasn't so, what should I say, strict in terms of exercise. But recently, I've developed a routine to at least exercise 3 times per week. So I've also used supplements, and so I try to incorporate what I've learned throughout the courses. And I must say that I saw some changes, particularly in relation to my period pain, because I suffered period pain from when I should say when I started initially. That was like in primary school.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I had some really severe pain during those times, even up to when I was adult, like in my late 30s. So even after I had my child. So yeah, I realized that I saw some significant change in relation to my period pain.
Okay.
So I decided to
write the book to share the knowledge.
Right. And because I self-published a previous book related to Jamaican medicinal plants, I said, okay, so let me try this one too. So I did some research and I just went ahead and did it. I also wanted to share my message with others to bring about awareness on this topic.
All righty, great. Thank you. All right. So you mentioned prostaglandins as a cause of painful periods or a contributing factor to the painful periods. So can you please explain what is, first of all, prostaglandins and how does it affect the period pain?
Well, first of all, as is stated in the book, this book is geared towards primary period pain. So just to clarify that there are different types of period pain. So you have primary period pain, which is caused mainly by the excess production of prostaglandins, which are some fatty substance. They are produced naturally in the body, and they have inflammatory effects. So in the case of primary period pain, you find that the body produces more prostaglandins than normal, than for women who don't really experience period pain. So for women who experience severe pain, period pain, or period pain, throughout, you would find that it's because of the excess production of prostaglandins, which results in inflammatory outcomes. So there are other period pain which are associated with underlying illnesses such as endometriosis, and which are stated in my book. So it's always good to know what type of period pain you're experiencing, just to know how to deal with, how to manage it, and to know how to deal with it.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much for that information. I'm sure a lot of people didn't know that. Like myself, I didn't know that until I was able to get a hold of this book. So thank you for sharing that information. All right. So your book emphasizes natural and lifestyle related strategies for managing period pain. Could you highlight a few of these strategies?
Okay, well, so I've listed a few of them. So the first one was nutrition, diet related, stress, exercise, or let's call it physical activity, because some persons don't really like to hear the word exercise. But
Exercise,
yes,
okay.
so any form of movement. Using herbs, so herbal therapy, incorporating those into your diet as well. So I've listed three: nutrition, diet,
nutrition,
yes,
physical activity, and using herbs.
and weight management, which relates to nutrition. So
nutrition,
your weight, yes, your weight can influence how severe your pain is.
Okay, all right.
Manage stress.
Oh, yes, that's a critical thing, isn't it? Stress management, because a lot of people are undergoing stress right now and didn't even, don't even know that how it affects your period and stuff like that. All right, thank you so much for those insights. All right, so there's often stigma around talking about menstruation, right? How do you hope your book contributes to breaking that stigma?
Well, that is so true, because you find that this topic is mainly discussed among women, and normally within like private private area, we don't really make a big thing out of it in the public. So you would speak about it with your friends or your mother, or aunt. So hopefully it will bring more awareness to this topic, to menstruation, as well as managing period pain. And hopefully it will make females more confident in their in themselves, as well as just being aware or knowing more about their body, and to feel good about talking about it, not seeing it as something unclean or something to be ashamed of. But just to embrace it and to know that this is a natural process. And I must also add that having period pain, that's not normal, because growing up, we thought that this is it's a part of being a woman. So when you feel those pain, don't think that that's normal. It's not normal. There's something happening within your body, which it's something you should look into. So either you go to see a doctor or something, but don't accept period pain as normal.
As normal. All right. So menstruation is a natural, normal thing, but the period pain is not.
Yes, right.
It's not. Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing that. All right. So you mentioned herbs that helps with period pain. Can you give me any, ideas of which ones work? Any herb that you can tell us about that would work to help manage the pain?
Well,
or get rid of it? I don't know.
Well, as I said before, it's a holistic approach. As I mentioned, it's with the lifestyle factors that I mentioned, like stress management, weight management, diet, nutrition, herbal therapy. So herbal therapy is just one aspect of the holistic approach towards managing.
Sure.
Right. So there are in my book, there are numerous herbs that I have listed, but you find that herbs that that have certain properties, such as anti-inflammatory properties, pain relief. You have herbs that have different, they call them herbal actions. So that is the effect it has on the body. So you have herbs that reduces pain, have anti-inflammatory properties. Those are the main thing that you would look for in some herbs that would help. So for example, ginger, people talk about ginger. And for me, I always try to have ginger in my home. It worked for me because even I don't know if everybody experienced this symptom of period pain, nausea, you're nauseous or vomiting and so on.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know that ginger is good for that.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ginger
what you
is.
do? You chew the ginger, you put it under
Well,
your
normally I would
you
I
do it.
would make a tea.
Yeah.
We call it tea, but it's really you boil it like a decoction. In herbal terms, they call it decoction, where you boil it, you boil the ginger for some time because you see the thing is it's a root. The ginger is root. So when you break it up, it release those chemicals that are within the plant, the root of the plant. So you expose it more, you release those chemicals. So when you put it in the water now and boil it, everything just release out of it. So you're getting the
Okay.
benefits
They
of
get
it
everything from it.
from
You
it.
get
Yeah.
everything. Okay.
So that is
Right.
just one. I don't know about you, but I know that Cersei, because I remember when I was growing up, I used to get Cersei. So,
Cersei.
yes,
Okay. So
yes,
ginger and
uh,
Cersei. I
yeah,
mean, it's
those,
not really that bad when you really grow up and you kind of, I mean, it's not great, of course, but when you were a child, you were more afraid of it or
yeah.
disliked it more than now
Mm-hmm,
you're an adult. You maybe take a little bit more, you know, take it a little bit more into consideration, into including it into your
mm-hmm,
your lifestyle or your life, right?
right,
I
right,
know it
yeah.
has a lot of benefits, as you mentioned. All
Mm-hmm,
right, great. So thank you so much for that. So at least we have two things here, ginger and Cersei. We can try those
mm-hmm,
along with the other thing that we need to implement.
mm-hmm.
All right, that's awesome. Thank you so much. In what ways do you hope that your book empower women to take control of their menstrual health?
Well, as the saying, the common saying is knowledge is power.
Mhm.
So it is my intention or my hope that being more aware of your body as a female will empower you to embrace this natural process and to be bold to speak about it and to also share with others because you have some of us are mothers, so and mothers of daughters, right? So we would want, we would want to impart our knowledge as well as
Knowledge.
our experiences because you don't want them to go through what you went through, right?
Oh,
So
yes,
yeah,
right.
that is my intention to help young girls, females in general who experience um, primary period pain as well as who menstruate, right?
Mhm.
Just to be knowledgeable, to be confident, to be empowered, and to know your worth. Yes.
Okay,
So
great.
yeah, I hope it will help women, young girls in general in better understanding their body
Their body and
and
the natural cycle
the
that it goes
natural,
through.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
every single month. All right, that's awesome. Thank you. All right, so what do you believe is probably like the biggest error, I would say, or mistake that women make when trying to manage their period pain? Like some of the things that you hear that women try out there, what are some of the not the don'ts that we should, things we should stay away from?
Well, I must say that when I was growing up, I tried to, well, I wouldn't say try, but I was so dependent on those drugs like painkillers because and at one point too, I used to take birth control, because the pain was so severe. Yes, but
Mhm.
it's up to a person though what they want, their choice. You can't tell a person what to do. You can only share the information, but then that person has to decide what's best for them,
What's
what they
best?
want. Yeah, so what they want. But I think that maybe we should look at it from a holistic approach, a
Mhm.
lifestyle change approach, because it not just only manage period pain, but overall health. You get overall health benefits from changing the diet, basically lifestyle changing lifestyle practices.
All right, so
So
oh,
in,
sorry. Go
yeah, I
ahead.
was just going to say that instead of just depending on say birth control pills or those over-the-counter painkillers, um, I would suggest that it's best to look from it from that holistic approach. You can incorporate them too, but try to use that natural process or the natural way. Mhm.
Okay, great. All right. So I know you mentioned that, of course, food plays an important role in this whole process of managing the symptoms or the pain. Are there any specific foods that you think we should avoid to help,
Avoid.
yeah, avoid
Yeah,
to help,
okay.
better manage the pain?
Hmm. Well, from my research, when I was doing this book, it well, research findings indicated that alcohol, drinking alcohol, as well as eating highly processed foods or
Mm-hmm.
junk food, as we call it. Those things kind of increase the severity of the pain. So it's best to avoid eating those
Those
foods.
kind of things. Okay.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you
And
so
when I
much.
say highly processed food, but you would know what I'm referring to. So like those potato chips, those, as we call them, snacks.
Yeah, snacks. All right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's better to eat whole food. So yeah, like
Okay.
yam, potato, whole wheat, things that less processing takes place. Or you
Okay.
cook your meals and eat. Mhm.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So, what is the most important takeaway from your book for readers new to the mental health education? Because I know a lot of us, we've been through it. We know we have our periods every month. We know it's something that happens, but we really don't know much about what actually takes place, when we're in our cycle, what actually takes place. So now we're learning more about the menstrual health. What is the biggest takeaway, or what's the most significant thing you think somebody needs to know we just starting out learning about their menstrual health?
Hmm, that's interesting. I like that question because the part where you mentioned learning about menstrual health, it's really important. I can speak for myself. So I while I was growing up, even during high school or even college, so there was this, to me, the menstrual cycle was, so to me it seemed so complicated or or complex.
Complex.
Yes, and I don't know. I can't speak for myself. I don't know how you feel or other females feel about it. It was
I
always,
don't think I've
especially in
I
high
don't think
school.
I've known a lot about it,
Yes,
especially growing up. I knew
I
it was
just
just
know
something
it
that
pick up. Yeah.
that happened, and I hear it here and there from other people, but yeah,
Mhm. Yeah. So for me during high school, it was a challenge for me to track a period,
cycle.
a
Hmm.
cycle, right? So if you notice, there's a section in my book that related to the cycle, that explain the different phases of the cycle and what
Okay.
is involved. So
Hmm.
I I I take away from this. I hope that women, young girls, yes, females
Young
who
girls, yeah.
menstruate, yes,
Well, women in general.
yeah, right, would appreciate or get a better understanding or be inspired to learn more about their cycle
Hmm.
and to learn the different phases that are involved, to better manage, to better track, to just to be confident, to know,
Hmm.
to know about your body, and
Yeah.
don't just leave it to others, or to
To tell
tell
you.
you. Yes.
Yeah.
So
All
I
right.
hope it will inspire us females to take control of our health, or
And learn
menstrual
more.
health in
Mhm.
particular. Yes, and
And
to
learn
learn
more.
more.
Yeah. And I think that's where this would come in handy,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You're a journal that you
Yes.
also did. So I guess
Mhm.
we can get both the period pain, a simple guide for relief, and the period pain, I mean, my period journal to track the period, symptoms, and all of those things. So we can kind of use them in tandem with each other, or in
Yeah.
tandem, so that you know, we learn and we track and we be on top of it. Because as you mentioned in high school, I had no clue as to how to track it. I just know that it's coming when I feel nauseous or
Mhm.
my body just has a different feeling. I know that it is near or it's gonna start. So
Mhm.
that's my signal. And then I know what the first day, the pain, the nausea, the vomiting, all the things that take place. So I know that that's what happened. But when I was in high school, I didn't know how to track it. But
Mhm.
now that I've become, I learned a little bit more about it, and I know I learned more about my body. I know, like, no, there's like a 25, 26 day cycle that I'm on
Mhm.
where I say, okay, this day, and I count the 26 and I say, okay, man, it's gonna come around this time. And like, like clockwork, it actually does come around the time that I calculate it to be based on the cycle that I'm on. So I know a
Mhm.
lot of people don't know those things. The
Mhm.
young women, even adult women, don't know those things.
Yes, it's
This
true.
is, how to track your cycle and know when it's time. So sometimes it takes people by surprise. They don't know. But it's
Mhm.
kind of like when I know now, it's okay, the days are coming near. I can kind of start to mentally prepare myself.
Yes.
No, I need to, instead of trying to mentally prepare myself for the pain, I need to learn how to
Mhm.
eliminate the
Mm,
factor, try to get rid of the factors that would cause or contribute to the pain so that I don't have to mentally prepare myself for, especially that first day,
mm,
right? Where it's the works. So persons
mm,
can learn how to manage those symptoms or how to get rid of, eliminate the pain in
mm,
general so that they're
mm.
better able to cope with their menstrual cycles. And
Right.
you also mentioned earlier that you have a book about medicinal plants,
Oh, yes.
common Jamaican ethnomedicinal plants by Althea Reid. It is also available on the SPC bookshelf. So all three of her books. I guess this is where we learn about the different plants and how they can better help our menstrual cycle or whatever other health conditions that we may
Right, right.
face. And Period Pain, a simple guide for relief, which is the book of the month for October. And her My Period Journal, which kind of goes, hand in hand with the period pain book. So it would be awesome. You guys can get all of these on the SPC bookshelf. Um, so we can learn more about the different plants in Jamaica. Because I'm like, I know I've heard people talk about it that there's so many benefits to the plants and the herbs that we have in Jamaica, but there are so many of us that don't have a clue what
Yes.
the plants do. We see them. Like I remember growing up, I heard people talking about the dog blood? Is that what that one? Is that
Oh,
to help
yeah.
with the menstrual pain and so I don't
Mhm.
remember ever trying it because
Me
I
either.
tried so many. I wasn't big on the herb thing,
Mhm.
but I've tried the painkillers. I don't know if there's a painkiller that I didn't try, right? I have done the birth control thing where, it's okay, you take the injection and, you get your whatever, but that wasn't feasible for me in the long term, because it does have side effects and stuff like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I've tried, okay, just bearing it, just say, okay, let me just go through it. Let me just bear it. And
Yes.
uh, there's, the different things that I've tried over the years. I mean, I know some people who have done the heating pad and it's so bad that they have to, I guess maybe it gets a different type of pain that may
Right. It
come
depends.
in play
Right.
here. But
Mhm.
I've never been diagnosed with endometriosis or PCOS or any of those things. I'm assuming it's the primary pain that I've been
Mhm.
experiencing this whole time. So I've struggled with it over
Mhm.
the years. So now that your book is here, I can finally learn a little bit more about it, how to, eliminate the pain because although I'm up there in my age,
Yes.
a few years to go
Yeah,
with it.
no.
And, it's never too learn. It's never too late to learn about,
Mhm.
how to live a better, cleaner life,
Mhm.
take care
Mhm.
of our bodies in a better way.
Mhm.
So we thank you for this book. We're going to go ahead and have a read of the book for October. And we're going to come back at the end of the month, after we've had our book club meeting to discuss our findings in
Mhm.
Period Pain, a simple guide for relief. All right, so I want to thank you very much, Althea, for sitting down with me today to go
Mhm.
through these questions, helping persons to learn a little bit more about your book and about the menstrual cycle and how period pain, how to manage it, how to cope with all of these things. So we thank you so much for joining us today. As we went through the details, we'll go ahead and go through the book. Guys, I will leave the link to get the book from the SBC bookshelf down below. And I'll also leave the Amazon link so you can get these books directly from Amazon. They're all three of them are available on Amazon as well.
Mhm.
All three of them are available on Amazon as well. So I will leave the links down below for the books. I mean, these links may be affiliate links. Of course, there are no additional cost to you or the author, but I may get a commission from it. But again, common Jamaican ethnomedicinal plants, my period journal, and the book of the month, Period Pain, a simple guide for relief, all available on the SBC bookshelf, all available on Amazon. So if you're in Jamaica and you want to get it from us, you can click the link below. Or if you're overseas and you want to get it from Amazon directly, you can click the link that will be provided as well. All right. So do you have any last words out there? Anything that you'd like to say before we go?
Well, I must say thank you so much for, giving me this opportunity and the space to share
Mhm.
my experience and what I've learned with you and with others.
Yeah.
And I hope that, persons will find it useful and beneficial. And I must say that it's important to not just read, but to implement
Put into action.
what you've read
Right.
into your
Yes.
life, because that's why it worked for me. It's because
Mhm.
of what I learned from my training, and just implementing what I've learned. That's why I'm experiencing this now, because I haven't, sometimes a period come and I don't even I don't feel anything, nothing, just Natural,
That's
natural.
natural. Okay, as it should be. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment down below, ask any question that you like. If you want some, another topic or discussion to be answered about period pain, you can leave a comment and I can reach out to the author and we can have that answer for you. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.